Welcome to Crave the Rave, a naughty podcast for old school ravers who need a fix of the rave. I'm Lady Bizarre.
And I'm Jess the Mess. On each episode, we'll be reminiscing over hilarious, embarrassing, and downright mental stories from our raver days.
Think trippy tales, fezzy fails, and stories from the sesh.
We've seen, heard, and done it all. And we bet you have too.
So join us for a trip down memory lane.
Hello, lovely listeners. Welcome to another episode of Crave the Rave. I'm Jess. I'm here with Lara.
Oi, oi.
So how you been, Lara? What's been going on in your life?
Oh, mate. Everything's good. What's been going on? Oh, I actually did share a video of this a sneaky video of this the other week when I went to Phonox in Brixton in London for drum and bass.
Oh, lush.
Yeah. I say sneaky because I didn't know this. I think I've been to Phonox once. Did we go together?
Well, I've never been with you.
Okay, well, I've only been once, I think, although I didn't recognise the place at all, so it might be in my imagination. Maybe I'd never been in there. But they put a sticker on your phone, so there's no pictures. Yeah. And I tell you what, the difference of not having all phones up is insane. Like, it makes such a difference to the vibe.
But where have you been where there has been loads of phones up? Because for me, I actually haven't been clubbing many places where there has been loads of phones. Just in a case of like, you see all these videos online of all the phones.
Yeah.
But I haven't actually experienced that. Most of the raves I go to are a bit of an older crowd that aren't so into that. Maybe sometimes like when the DJ's well known or when maybe like the production's incredible or it's a tune that drops that's great. But it's not like everyone's got phones. I don't think it makes such a difference to my experience. Where have you been before where there has been loads of phones?
Tulum.
Right.
Tulum for sure. Like when I went to Zamna Festival, it's like the big kind of like tech house build up and drop and everyone's got their phone out to catch the drop.
Yeah, I've seen videos of that sort of thing.
Yeah, and so like those kind of festivals,
Right.
I think like I don't know, I feel like it's like any of those big gigs that are like Fisher or like Black Coffee, those ones that are like you said, those big names where there's like a big production. Typically they'll just be like a sea of phones. And the thing is, I'm all like, oh, fuck that. But to be honest, I always make sure I get at least 2 or 3 good videos. But I know when to get the phone out, get that one good moment with the drop, and then I try and put my phone away. I'm definitely not doing it the whole time.
But do you then watch those videos back afterwards?
You've asked me this before. Not really. For me now, it's been over the last few. Why are you laughing?
Because it's just funny the thought of get your phone out recording it, and then I can guarantee most of those people would never watch it back afterwards.
Yeah, no, 100% agree with that. But I think that's because we are now in the social media era where it only happened if it's on your Instagram or your TikTok, right? And so
which is sad.
Yeah, it is. But it's like sharings. But I am someone who hoards memories. So, you know, I would look back. I actually was looking back at old content when I had my event business, Selector Events, when I was back in Central America. Living in Guatemala, and I had this event business, and I got invited and able to go to quite good festivals with that and got backstage passes. So I do have these amazing epic videos being behind the DJs, behind Bedouin and things like that, do it with a huge production looking over like the decks. Those, I actually was watching some of them the other day because I needed to clear storage. By the way, I've been laughing so much about, for some reason, when I said the other day to you like, oh, I need to clear storage, and you were like, yep, that sounds like a problem you would have. I've just been laughing every time I think of that because, yeah, I mean, that is the best way to say it. Yeah, pretty much. Because my laptop's full, my phone's full, my Google Drive's full, like everything's just full.
Mate.
I know, it's ridiculous. Hoarder of all things. Anyway, so... so I was looking through stuff as I was going to delete it, and I was like, this is a cool memory to have, but like to look back on in 20 years maybe. But for the most part now, it was for content for that business because I was doing a lot of content creation from like events I was invited to.
Yeah.
And then also now for Crave the Rave, being able to share, you know, a little bit.
Yeah, and also like, I remember like Elro, you can't not get your phone out. It's so much fun. There is so much going on. You would watch that back. You do want that on your social media. But there's just times when I've seen people like, I think we went to see Fortet, and it's like all dark. you can't see him. Even if you can see him, you don't really want to record him. And then like, and there's people recording just literally a black DJ space. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
nothing there.
Nothing going
And
on.
I
Yeah.
just, it's insane. But anyway, go back to your story. What you're saying about so you went in, they could put a sticker on your phone.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. So so I'll tell you about the day. So basically, I went to Brixton Market, had a few drinks with a couple friends, and then me and my mate Tony went to. We were like, okay, well, we had quite a few day drinks or whatever. Then we went to some old man's pub, and then I basically I was like, I'll try and avoid, like dipping my. How do I say it? Dipping my fingers into anything extra to kind of keep me going.
That's a weird way. That's a very weird way to put things. Dipping your fingers into anything. Do you mean dipping your nose into anything? Dipping your nose into a bag? That'll do it. Dipping your fingers in the pies? There's got to be a better way than dipping your fingers into anything.
I don't know, but anyway.
You're trying not to get on it.
That's a nice way to say it. Yeah. Well, I just generally won't unless it's like
you're trying to get off it. No, sorry.
No, I'm not on it like any of the time anymore.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it got to midnight and I knew we wanted to go out dancing, and I was like, okay, now might be the moment, because I started yawning. Anyway, tiny little nail, just the tiniest little nail, innocent little nail.
And it really was a finger in the bag. That's why.
That's why I'm saying.
Anyone else would use a key or straw, but you have your long fingernail, so therefore your finger in the. So I think you should rephrase it. You didn't want to put your fingers in the bags.
Bags?
Who had the bags? That's what I want to
know. No comment. But anyway, there was. I'm looking at it now. About four. What was I say? About 0.5 centimeter. So we're gonna go with a 0.5 millimeter.
Okay.
Dip. And
okay,
yeah. Anyway,
like a dib dab.
Yeah, but not dabbing. A dip.
Although thinking about dib dabs, oh my god, no wonder so many people have like drug addictions when they are older. Think about a bag of dib dab, right? You bought that. You got the lollipop. You dipped it in the big white powder.
Yeah.
Ingested that, and then you fucking went crazy for all the sugar. It's not that different to people that have got a cocaine problem.
That is actually true. Okay. Or like sugar problem, actually. Anything that makes you get like a real rush from.
Yeah.
Anyway, so but definitely not a dip dab, can we just clarify?
All right, sorry. So you had a crumb, yeah? Okay, we get it.
Right. Anyway, and so but not, do you know what I'm saying? Not a dab. That wasn't where it went.
What?
Dab.
I'm not following.
Well, a dab goes in your mouth. A dab goes in your mouth, doesn't it?
Okay, right. Let's just spell it out. You put your fucking long fingernail in the bag. You put it up your fucking nose. We get it, mate. I don't know why you're being so shady about it now. We do a whole podcast about raving. We get it. You fucking put your finger in. You had a bit of a bag, and then how did it go? You fucking had a great time or what? I don't know. You're acting all cool. You're acting all coy about it. We fucking talk this subject all the time.
Well, I know. Okay. Basically, no. This is why I'm bothering to tell you this. Otherwise, I wouldn't even mention it.
Right.
No, I actually didn't feel good at all. Tony had to give me a hug. He was like, come here.
What?
Yeah, I was like, okay, sat down immediately, came back from the toilet. And I was like,
did the hug help?
Wait a second. That was like last resort. I was like, oh, I know, I don't feel good. Immediately was off my beer. Didn't want to even look at my beer, because the thing is, if I get on it, it's like alcohol is like literally, it's like everything in my body goes, oh no, I don't want that. I just want water.
Yeah,
or I don't even want water.
Same.
I don't know. Like,
I just want to dance, man.
Yeah, but yeah, and so I was like, oh no, and then I was like, I just wanted to just lie in a bed and just curl in a ball. I was like, from this tiny little dabble, and then I was like, okay. He was like, no, I know what you mean. It kind of does make you feel a little bit anxious, and I was like, yeah. I was like, right, let's just go. Let's just go.
Yeah.
So I was feeling all anxious and weird. I went out and tried to have a ciggy.
Go where? To the club or were you in the club?
No, this is all happening in the old man's pub in Brixton. And I was like, right, I'm gonna go have a ciggy. Sat outside having a ciggy, feeling all awkward. Some guy comes up to me, starts chatting to me. He's a bit weird. And then I was like, right, okay, let's go to Phonox. So we go over to Phonox and we start watching like creepers from the other side of the road, seeing what who the clientele are going to be. So basically, we've looked up the night. We know it's going to be drum, and it's Hype and Hazard. It's a players' night. So we're like, sweet. Tony loves drum and
Cool.
bass. He's like
Good.
he's like a posh northern. Well, he's not posh actually. He's not posh at all. But I say posh because he's in the arts.
That's rude. He'd probably think he's posh.
I don't know.
That's
No, he
rude.
says he's from a very working class, like small town in like near Newcastle. So I don't know if he would say he's posh actually, but he works in the arts, which is why I say he's posh, because he's kind of like a posh convert. Do you know what I mean? Like he worked in the arts.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then we're like creeping on the other side of the road. Anyway, we're like, well, what are we even going to do? It's now 1 a.m. nearly. Of course we're going to go in there because we're not going to go anywhere else. But we are watching like teenagers stream into this place. So I already know what's going to happen. I'm like, I know it's going to be full of kids. I just got a feeling. We go in, we pay a score to get in. Fine, whatever. Saturday night. We go in and yes, it is full to the brim of 18-year-olds, right? So then me and Tony are like, we have a dance and then we go to the smoking area. We're kind of like milling around. I'll tell you what though, I would recommend this club space. It's got like a nice dance floor. It's very loud, but ratings to Phonox, I will say, is that they give away the, you know, like the little foam earplugs, just where the straws are on the bar. They have those as well, which I think is really, really responsible actually. They're so cheap and they should have them.
Yeah, it's good.
Anyway, so I was grateful for them because I'd not putting tissue in my ears after what happened last time.
Fucking hell, this is a sign of an old person in a club. We went in, the space was fantastic. It was very loud, but luckily they had earplugs. So, you know, it was a great night overall.
Yeah, on my one little 0.5 millimeters of nothing. Yeah, no. So anyway, so when we kind of were milling around, but anyway, let me tell you about the space, because you've got a good main room and then you go downstairs, they've got another room which is just what they've done is they've got the speakers playing the music from the main room, but quieter, so you still hear it, but you can actually hear each other speak. And they've got like booths and like seating areas with a bar in there too, so it's like the upstairs but much more chill. And so me and Tony sat there just kind of people watching, and across us was a table of like probably 18-year-olds, a crew of them, and they had got a round of shots. And they were sat at this table doing shots. And I was like, who is doing shots of tequila at the rave? Like, literally all like...
Fucking hell, grandma.
No, but you don't... even when we were 18, you were never going into a drum and bass rave and doing rounds of shots of tequila.
There were people doing that though. There were.
They were just drunk, basically.
It wasn't
they weren't on it. They weren't high. They were just getting drunk at a drum rave. They weren't dancing. They were all over the place. They were more like
They probably weren't really there for the music. They probably just chose a nightclub that was like local that they wanted to go out in.
Well, I saw them later on the dance floor. These young girls were dancing like crazy, like having a great time, but like all over the place. And they kept trying to gather people in, being like, come here, and gather them into their circle. And they kept trying to pull me physically by my arms and get me to come into their little circle to be like, woo, together. And I was just like, I didn't want to like say no. You know, that awkward moment, you're like, oh, I want to be polite. They were being really sweet, like calling me in, like having a little girls circle. But I was just like, get me out of here, because they were like 18. Not that there's anything about the age, but even that, I don't really, when I rave, I'm a solo dancer. I'm not really into like, woo,
I'm not gonna lie, I've done it multiple times, tried to get other people in on it, dancing with me, arms around each other, things. It's what I do. God. Literally.
Oh my God, I've just remembered it's you. That's you.
It's me, yeah. So I'm not judging these people because I'm with them. I would have got right up with them and had a good little dance. Granny over there, you can fucking go and sit on the corner feeling sick. I would have been right up with them. Way, tequila, having a shot, having a laugh.
No, you're right. You probably actually would. No, you actually would. Last year, I remember we went out one night and we had a few drinks and you actually were on the stage on your own dancing.
No, you're lying. I got everybody else up on the stage and then I went up.
Yeah, which was the cringest thing I've ever watched in my fucking life, because you got up there and then you started pulling
No, you're lying again. I was down on the floor and I went over to people and said, you need to get up on the stage now. And they all did it. And then I went up. I wasn't pulling, as if I was pulling people up from the stage. What, by their fucking ears up onto the stage with me?
You emotionally pulled them up though. Because you gave them this look of like, yeah, it will make me so happy, like a happy kid.
I did,
and I saw them go up there like, I don't want to be doing this, but somehow this weird girl has just told me this is a good idea. And I even apologised to one of them.
That wasn't even all that happened that night. That night I went round to every single person in the club and gave them a couple of sprays of perfume. And when I woke up the
That is
next
very
day
you.
and I put my perfume on, it made me fucking sick because it reminded me of that club, and I was like, oh, and it reminded me of the cringeness of me going up, going, "Hi guys, would anybody like some perfume?" One girl was just like flat out like, "No." No. And I was like, sorry. I wasn't used to people saying no because everyone had gone, oh, yes, please. And she was like, no. I was like,
Yeah, you
no.
had zero inhibitions that night. I saw that. It was
Yeah, but I also
hilarious.
saw that night with you, mate. If you're going to bring it up about me, I'll talk about you.
We don't need to do that.
No. Whilst
No.
I'm then going around spraying everybody with perfume and getting people up on stage, which, can I just say, is on paper, like that is the definition of a fun fucking person, right?
It was
Not you
embarrassing.
in the corner after being sick after a crumb and judging people for having a tequila shot. I turned around, right, and saw 1 minute you were next to me and you were going up on the stage. So you also got up on the stage, so don't forget that bit of information. The second thing, I turned back round and you were in a loving embrace with a short blonde man, and you were snogging each other's faces off. You were caressing each other like you were long lost fucking mates. I was like, whoa, what the fuck just happened? Like that was literally in instant. You were 1 minute you were just following me to the stage. The next minute you were snogging your heart out to this man, and I was like, whoa. And I knew they hadn't been fucking laid in ages, so I was like, oh, I'll let that one happen.
Oh my
and then
God,
I went off, and then later on you were like, oh my God, I think he's the one. He's number 7 and I'm number 9, and we connected and all this stuff. And I was like, and then you told me a psychic told you in the toilet that you're going to meet your man tonight.
No, you are fucking lying.
And I was like, guess what, Ashley? Guess what? Lara's found her man. Anyway, so let's, if we're talking about cringe and stuff, let's not just forget your side of it,
okay? Okay, you literally lied about like the second half of what you just said. I never thought he was the one, even for a split second.
Well, you thought he was number 7 or number 9 or something.
No, I didn't. I was like, he might be the one for tonight, potentially. And then also, I did have
He thought you were the one, though. He definitely thought you were the one.
You said he was when I went into the toilet and got stuck. Well, not stuck. I had a deep conversation with a psychic, which was not my fault. She came up to me while I was washing my hands.
Which, of course, yeah, of course, because in the toilets at the Prince of Wales, there's always going to be a psychic knocking about, ready to tell you your fortune.
She did. She actually did, and it had nothing to do with love. She was actually talking to me about my career move. That she was saying was very exciting.
And then the guy was waiting outside the toilet for you, and he was like, literally like, have you seen your friend? Have you seen your friend? I was like, oh, she'll turn up. She always does this. He was like, oh, where is she? Where's your friend? And I was like, oh, fucking hell, he really likes her.
See, it wasn't me. I was having it in my own little world.
No, it was. I don't know if it was you or him, but he was obsessed with you. And then you went home with him. So, Hey, what do I know?
Okay, whoa, too much. Thank you, too much. I went to an after party with him, actually, with his mates all the way in North London. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
Anyway, how do we get
here?
Anyway,
so you saw all these youngsters having fun and you realised that you weren't having fun.
Which I blame the bag for, to be honest. I was having a great time before that. That actually sucked the soul out of me.
Yeah.
I felt anxious.
But that's happened to me quite a few times before. That's why I don't like the bag.
Yeah, which is why I'm no longer
I'm more on form than I am on the bag. That's my thing.
No, 100%.
It can easily make me sick. It can easily make me anxious.
It spammed me. Like, I just was amazed at that tiny amount could. So anyway, really fucking annoying. I'm going to have to think of a new strategy for if I want to be out past midnight. So yeah, so that was that. So, but overall, it was fun. Had a dance. Actually, there was a guy that made me laugh. There was a guy that actually came up to me.
Yeah.
And he started kind of chatting me up a little bit. Thank you. But I don't know why I just said thank you in that weird voice. But
I wasn't chatting you up. You don't need to say thank you to me.
I don't know why I just did that. That was really weird.
Maybe he's listening. Thank you.
Thank you. No, but I just mean like, I think I said thank you because I'm like, I don't want to be like, he was just chatting me up. But I'm grateful, like showing gratitude for that.
Yeah.
You know what
You're
I mean?
a good looking girl. It does happen sometimes.
Thank you, darling. Anyway, but he was like, oh yeah, so you've been to many of these like, players' nights before? And I was like, yeah, a lot. But like back in the day, and he was like, oh, yeah, I know, yeah. And I was like, like a fabric and stuff. He was like, yeah. It's like, this is so much better, isn't it?
Ooh.
And I was like, huh? This is so much better.
But then, how old was he?
Well, he was 31.
Yeah, see, he's quite a bit younger than us. We don't know what true players evolved to when we stopped going. We don't know. We don't know what fabric really was like. Like talking about it with Mira last week. Like we haven't been in
Mm,
so long, and she was even saying that meh about fabric. So I think we might have seen a bit of a. We were in the peak times, I think, and maybe people didn't have
mm.
that experience that we did. Sort of as we sort of started going other places.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe he was like talking about more recent Fabric players at Fabric or something. I don't
Yeah.
know, but I was like, oh no, 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 no. I
No,
was like,
you
this is
can't get
nothing.
better
Little, you
true
can't
players at
back
fabric,
in the
bruv.
back in the day. No, like, there's no way that this little rave full of
No
teenagers in
way.
Phonox was like full
They
of
may have
this
earplugs, but fucking hell, you see what they got going on in fabric.
he was a little bit nuts though. He gave me his number and then said, okay, I'm gonna go downstairs now. Bye. But like that was, I don't know. It was very weird. It was very weird. I was like, is that a move? I don't know.
Should we call him?
Wait, no, I don't have his number. He has mine.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, that would have been good. We should do that. Flirt divert style. Hee hee.
Maybe,
Um,
maybe, maybe that's what we need to do going forward. If we do get, well, it won't be me. I'm married, but if you get a number, we'll call them on the podcast.
oh my God. I'm just like the guinea pig now. Send me out, see what funny shit happens. Weird shit. A lot, apparently. A lot. As you know, me in the last few couple, like maybe like week or so, on the whole dating scene. Yes, we all know I'm single. I'm, been having some interesting experiences on the apps and stuff. One of them being this fucking guy who, I'm not even joking, like properly laid into me on my profile. Like one of the things he said, basically, I pointed out that his first message to me was, nice bum, fancy showing me in person sometime. And I was like, I just didn't take it seriously. I just didn't like it at all, to be honest. And so I was like, oh, I was a bit confused about whether he was just looking for a hookup or what. Anyway, we had a very short interaction and I just said, I'm confused about that. And he was like, well, I could pick apart holes in your profile. And he just fucking goes in, right? And he says, for starters, well, you say you want to settle down, but then you're 36 and you still go raving,
Ooh.
which I just think is a really kind of odd thing to say.
It's something that someone that's not a raver would say.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Because I still go raving with my husband.
Yeah.
Okay, granted, not often, but we still go raving and we've still got life in us. And as soon as the kids are old enough that we don't have to wipe their bums anymore, we're going raving again.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
100%. Yeah, so I was kind of like, all right, well, I actually know a lot of people who like go out raving responsibly, sober, whatever. Like people I know music industry people who like go enjoy the music, love the vibe, whatever. And he was like, oh well, all ravers I know are drug addicts and alcoholics.
Yeah, but who the fuck is this guy? Like,
He's an
wow.
idiot. He's an idiot. I know, but it's just. Well, I did reply saying, "Oh, it's a shame that you only know people like that. I guess we're from different worlds."
Who the fuck is he? Some guy on a dating app telling you about yourself. Go
Mhm.
jog on, mate. Fuck off.
I know.
Do one.
Do you know what? Obviously, there's a part of me that's like, "Fuck you, you're an idiot," right? Of course. But at the same time, I'm always like, "Okay, what is this here to teach me? What is this here to show me?" And I was open to his perception because it did actually open my eyes to how I could be perceived.
Yeah.
First line on my Tinder thing was, I just want to meet someone cute who doesn't call a rave a concert, and then a little like smiley emoji with a little tear. And I thought it was kind of like a bit tongue in cheek and like just a bit fun. And obviously the rest of my profile says I'm here for love, like I want kids, da da da. So like I was just thinking it was fun, but then he was like, well, why is it such a big feature on your profile about raving? So it was just an interesting thing, and I was like, okay. Just took it on board, really. I was like, okay, is that the main thing that I want to draw attention to? So I'm just playing with it. I'm open to it, but also he's a dick, and I don't care what it's not about what he thinks. It's about just, don't know, thinking about how I want to present, I guess. There's so many sides to me.
I guess the thing is, on a dating app, it's so difficult because it's like, tell us about yourself. It's like, when you go to a job interview, tell us about yourself. Back then you couldn't fucking say, oh, I'm a raver. That's all I actually fucking do. But on a dating app, like, how do you describe yourself when raving is a big part of your life, and you do want to meet somebody that likes that about you? In fact, you want to meet somebody that loves that about you. So I can sort of see where he's coming from, because there are a lot of people that would put them off. But at the same time, there would be somebody that looks at your dating profile and goes, that's a match. Like, and that's who you're trying to attract. You're not trying to attract him. You're trying to attract someone that goes, yeah, I like a raver. I've been looking for somebody that wants to chill, settle down and still rave. Like, that does exist. And this weird fucking guy, what's he into? Because actually, do you know what? We should fucking we should actually pull up his fucking Instagram now and have a look. But like, what's he into? What's his thing? Because everybody needs to have a thing and an identity. And if you identify as a raver, there's other people out there that will fucking love that. You're not appealing to him. So he doesn't, that makes sense that he doesn't like your profile.
No, 100%. The first thing on his profile, literally, do you know what the first line on his profile is? Which is hilarious.
Oh, God, please tell me.
Because I'm not going to play tit for tat and be like, well, your profile is this, your profile is that.
No, like, don't give him the time of day.
Yeah, I'm not even going to, I'm going to start giving him tips on his profile. No, I really don't care enough. But his first line is, well, if we've matched, it means I've already pictured you naked and I'm very impressed, by the way. Winky face. But then he's like looking for a long-term relationship. Like, talk about fucking pot kettle black. Like, it's just, this is what I mean. It's, you can't reason with the unreasonable.
The unhinged, mate. He sounds unhinged. Like,
unhinged. He needs to be on Unhinged, the app Unhinged. But yeah, but the only reason I gave him a chance is because I saw I obviously he messaged me being like, can I see your bum in person sometime? And I was like, I just didn't reply. And then a week later, I actually saw him pop up on Hinge. And his profile was like a different guy. Like, it was like nice. And like, I don't know if he's got like naughty and nice, like fucking schizophrenia or something. But like on Hinge, he was like, oh, it seemed quite like dateable. And so then I went back and I was like, maybe I've just read that first message too like prudish or whatever. But yeah, he turned out to be exactly what I had imagined originally. Anyway, it was useful for me. It was obviously meant to happen because it gave me time to reflect on my own shit, which is never a bad thing. Yeah, but fuck him, ultimately. Bye, Aaron. Aaron! Fuck you, Aaron.
I wouldn't take any notice of it. And is his name Aaron? Fuck you, Aaron.
Fuck you, Aaron.
And actually, you know what? We're glad that you're not a raver and that you don't get us. So do one.
Yeah, innit? I'm glad he ain't at the rave. All right, well, shall we wrap it up there, Jess? I know you've got the kids coming home soon. I've got to get on with my studies for my next tour, like a good girl.
All right, my love. Always nice catching up with you. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and we'll catch you next time.
See you soon. Bye.